right, it's time to do a Spotify Spotlight. This is when we spotlight one of our bands, one of the songs that we are listening to at the moment. So it's my turn, I believe.
That's correct.
So I'm going to introduce you to a band that you may not know all that well. It's called Shinedown. They do have 5 or 6 albums out. I think that the song I'm listening to right now that I'm digging has been out for a few years, but it's called Follow You.
Mm-hmm. Follow You by who's the band?
Shinedown. Yeah. One word.
One word.
One word.
One word. It's not shine space down.
No, because then shine would be a verb, right? Like shine down on something. But, it's just one word, one band.
Okay, one word.
Great song.
Shinedown. And I apparently haven't heard of this band, which I apparently should have, right? Like, they have multiple records.
They have multiple records. Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is your particular cup of tea. I call them crunch rock. It's modern day pop hooky rock. It's soccer mom minivan rock. I like it because the lead singer Brent Smith, I think, has got a powerful voice, and this song is a unique love song.
Okay. So they're not new to the game. You think it's a great love song.
Yes.
It's rock oriented.
Yes, it is.
Crunch rock, you were saying. We'll go with rock. I like the definition, though. I see where we're going.
Right.
And I may be new to them, but they got a lot going on. So
they do.
Okay, so I'll start playing it.
And they're still playing. It's not one of rock is. It's hard to find rock bands that gig and tour anymore.
That are out there crushing it. I think there's a lot. Actually, I think there's. I hear this comment a lot when I'm talking with people, and they all kind of say, hey, there's not a lot of this, or that. And, like, actually, there's probably more music than there's ever been.
Well, people say there's rock radio is dying.
But we're doing this.
On terrestrial, we can do a whole segment just on that.
Yeah.
But on terrestrial radio, that's probably true.
I think that's very true because it plays all the old stuff. But, like, when I listen to music these days, and while we're doing the Spotify Spotlight, I listen to Spotify.
Right.
And Spotify has a really cool algorithm. So I actually did this yesterday. I went to rock, and then they have new rock, and I just went through it, and I was like, wow, what a number of bands that I don't know.
Even if you get a Sirius satellite radio subscription, you get the stuff in your car, but then if you log online, there's like 100 other channels.
Yeah.
And not only can you get classic or album rock, you can get deep cuts, and they allow you to decide how deep you want to go.
I love it.
So if you really want to listen to all the side Bs from 70 rock of Deep Purple and Black Sabbath and stuff like that, you can get songs they never play on the radio. So the availability of it is there, but the sort of the new rock and rock format and touring and seeing bands, that has really waned over the last 20 years.
Sure, I think there's only so many people that are king of the castle. I think is the way it is at the end of the day. Okay, let's start this video.
Let's rock out.
And let's take
mom style.
Let's have a little bit of a listen. Here we go. Okay. They're very ballad keys. Train kind of train sound.
Assurance to leave you behind.
All right.
I know my better half.
I'm gonna watch the lyrics. I know my better half would fade.
And all my doubt is a staircase for you, up and out of this maze. First step, is the one you believe in. Second one might be profound.
There it is. There it is. Okay. Let's clear out the chorus and we'll talk about it.
I don't care if we fall from grace. I follow you down.
Okay. Okay. So right off the bat, there's a lot of things about it I certainly love. I think it has all of the makings to me of like a couple big time producers sitting with a couple big time execs saying, here are the tones, here are the sounds, let's go for it. Yeah. Big drums.
Let's write a hit.
Let's write it. This is definitely Let's Write a Hit. However, I mean, on the flip side, that I'll get to this in a second. My appreciation for Let's Write a Hit. It is not an easy task.
Right.
Right. The concise way in which you put the framework and the wording is powerful, and it's extremely difficult. However, I think you've got some like mainstream production, big MIDI drums, some big guitars, and some aggressive writing style with a big vocalist. He's obviously a big vocalist.
Yes.
As to preference,
which is my preference of song style.
So that's your jam. You like that like big expressive release style vocalist.
Yes, I do.
Could you?
That's going to be the fun of this because you tend to be on the other end of the spectrum there.
I think that's very true. Who are like a couple people that you think, even just one other person that you really like their vocals? Can you think of like one other person that you're just like, I love these vocals?
Yeah, well, there's a lot. It's hard. I like Gerard Way of My Chemical Romance.
Sure.
He doesn't have the
he in my opinion definitely doesn't have this style of voice.
No, he does not.
This is like a bruiser.
Voice, but he has a cry in his voice.
He has much more of that.
Yes,
yeah.
That other rock guys don't. And he does have an amazing range.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have, he's on that lower part of the register, he's not singing like this dude's name is Brent Smith, where it's a lot of Brent Smith, who's a lot of air and volume coming out of his lungs.
That dude's got a lot of control. It's not to me it sounds a little bit.
Power control are tough to.
It sounds a little like a little Creed-esque.
Yeah.
It sounds a little Nickelbacky.
That's throwing a flag on that. That is unfair, man.
Unfair.
Chad Kruger can't carry
man,
this
I wish
guy's
I had
microphone.
I wish I had a Nickelback song so we could A/B.
Chad Kruger can't carry Brent's microphone.
Hey, right. I can go. Let me be clear on this. Not vocalist necessarily. I kind of mean overall, like a little bit of a similar vibe. Big auditorium style rock, arena style rock. No. I will not compare them vocally. This guy can sing. Yeah. He's got wicked chops. Okay. So if we're looking at it chord structure wise, I certainly love it. It seems to be creative. I'm pretty sure. I think it's in G minor, which we had kind of mentioned. I've talked with you about before. So if we're in that G minor, this chord, it has a really haunty vibe to it, a very haunting style to it.
Well, that's why, from musically and theory-wise, I would think that you would appreciate that it's a love song, but it's in a minor key.
Well, I think that can be very typical. Love songs often run in the minor key.
Yeah.
So I
but it's rocky. It is
rocky.
It's not the saccharine, crying in my beer or my loved one has just left you. It's more. It's got a positive message against that haunting sound.
Agree.
I will follow you down.
My next comment was actually going to be that to me it feels positive. So it
song.
Almost feels a little major. Like they're utilizing very well a minor out of the minor key, that G minor, right?
Yeah.
My guess is I'm pretty sure they go to a major chord on the chorus, probably. Yeah, okay. It's gonna be which is cool. You see this a lot in key players. You have this B flat. And I really like about the B flat, what the B flat ends up doing is a lot of the black keys in layman's terms, which is kind of fun, is like those are your minors and sharps.
Yeah.
And they just have a different feel.
So you're talking yourself into that you like this song more than you originally thought of it.
Well, I'd hope by the time...
That was the producer, not the band, right? That's what you're going to say.
I hope by the time we finish any song, the older I get, the more things I love, and I would wish that upon everybody. Because it should be like that. I get that I get finer tuned on the things that I really like, but I also become more appreciative by listening to you and hearing what you have to say about a song. And honestly, if I didn't dissect, if I didn't dissect this song, I might not like it as much.
Yeah.
Okay,
well,
so
cool.
he goes to that seventh, I think, the D. Yeah, he definitely does. So he's floating around that. What I really love about that is he is blending. They have blended really well. Let's give everyone involved credit. Using a minor key but making it feel major. You want to?
Yep.
Let's keep listening here. Let's see if we got a little more. We got some what sounds like MIDI strings.
I was going to say it has an orchestra sound.
So it has an orchestra. That to me sounds MIDI, but I love MIDI. MIDI strings are real musicians that play the strings,
right.
And then they're saved and tracked. And yes, there are some algorithms and they're bent and they do sound a little computer oriented. But there are many times I like MIDI strings more than I like real strings. But I love real strings too. So that sounds like big auditorium MIDI strings.
Money and the world,
Uh-oh, it's lagging.
the angels and the pearls, even trademark the color blue.
Well, I don't know if it's coming through like that, and hopefully it's not.
You know, in the chorus, he gets very sing-songy. You can have the money.
In the verse, right there, that was
Yes.
the verse. Yeah,
On the second verse.
yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry. Of course.
Man,
Then the second verse, he gets a little sing-songy right there.
sure.
What's that about? He's setting it up for the next big power chorus.
I guess I need you to describe what you mean by sing-songy.
His cadence is he was much smoother and linear in the first.
Smoother
verse.
and linear makes more sense to me than sing-songy.
But he's not on the second verse though.
So you think he's a little more staccato?
Without a doubt, he is. On the second verse.
I think smoothness and linear. I'm kind of talking quickly about this because it can be utilized in a million ways. But I think when you're smooth and clean, it can be a little softer. When you're a little more staccato-y, so it can add energy.
Right.
It can add almost a little positivity to it, which definitely seems like potentially on purpose.
Well, it probably prevents redundancy too, though.
It definitely prevents redundancy. Well, let's see if we can play a little bit more, and hopefully it's going through okay. Back to the chorus. I mean, it's a big chorus. I'm going to turn the volume down so you can hear it a little bit. Bridge.
And you know a big soaring bending note solo is going to follow.
The what?
You know with a bridge like this and a song like this, they're going to have a soaring solo
They're-
with a lot of bends.
Probably. I would think that either just like a pause and then a. There it is. Yeah. Let's listen to this. I want to hear this. There it is. We'll cut the chorus. Sometimes you'll see in that, like, they'll go back to the chorus, and then it'll be like real soft piano. I follow you down.
Yeah.
And then they'll like build it back up. Okay, so things you like about this, I'm gonna assume is the like stereotypical A B C B.
Yeah.
So verse, chorus, bridge, chorus.
Yeah.
Well, you got bridge, solo, chorus, but still just bridge, chorus.
I like it because I don't particularly care for love songs for the most part, and this is a unique love song that I can listen to and appreciate.
Okay.
And also, the song has been structured around his voice. He's the centerpiece of this band.
For sure.
And they intentionally made a song for that guy singing.
Man,
right there.
I'll tell you something that they absolutely not. I mean, they knocked it out of the park. Obviously, it's a big song.
Yeah.
And that I see the best